right, so we're working on number 1. We have a special guest all the way from the Death Star, Darth Vader, everyone.
For number 1, you divide 9 by 25, and you should get 0.36.
9 divided by 25, and that will give you 0.36. Now, should you put 0.36?
Yes.
Probably. Am I going to grade you off if you don't write 0.36 instead?
Yes.
No, I'm not, because that's still correct. Is there another way to do it? All right, do you have a name, young man? What? Yeah. What, do you have a name? SpongeBob! All the way from...
Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, that place. All right, come on down. Okay. Come on down. No, that's what everybody said on The Price is Right. They said, come on down. Here's the next contestant on The Price is Right.
multiplied.
Okay, he multiplied.
I multiplied 9 over 25 by 4.
Okay, why?
Because 25 is 1/4 of 100. And I want
Right. What's the mathy way to do it, though? We set up
an equation.
an equation of what? Equals question mark over 100 for a percent for a decimal, right?
Yeah.
So it's also a percentage. So how many times bigger does 25 get to 100?
4 times.
Times 4, and so this one's also times 4, and that would make 3,600.
And then you convert it into a decimal and get 30.
And that's 0.30. Excellent job, SpongeBob. I'm going to start calling on people that don't clap.
Pineapple.
All right. Okay. Number 2, who wants to do that one? Do you have a name, young lady? What's your name?
Young lady.
Young lady, come on down. Young lady, let's hear it for a young lady from down under. Okay. You guys know where down under is, right?
No.
That's Australia.
Oh.
Down under. Okay.
Okay, so for number 2.
Yes.
So for number 2, pretty much, it's -7 over 9. So you divide 7 by 9, and you subtract it by, it's 70 subtracted by 63, you get 70, and then it repeats. So then you just use a bar, and then you write it as 0.7 with a bar, and then a negative sign.
Excellent. Very good. Now every time you divide by 9, it's going to repeat. What if you divide by 99, everybody? Like if I had 15 divided by 99, what's going to happen?
Because 99 is a factor.
0.1515151515. Okay, this is something you guys should know. Same thing over 999 and all that fun stuff. All right, here we go. Now, do you guys remember what 3 is talking about? The sets of numbers. Okay, which one?
What do you mean?
Which sets?
It belongs to the rational and the real.
Rational and real numbers. Okay, why rational?
Rational because there was only 2 I could remember, so that's why I wrote it down.
Yes.
It's rational because you could convert it into a fraction.
Right. You can turn this into a fraction with integers on top, on denominator and numerator. Right? You could do 255 over 100. Right? Right.
Yep.
All right. Number 4. Who wants to do that one? All right. Do you have a name, sir? Gabe. Coming all the way from Gabe. All right. How did you do this problem?
I basically changed the decimal into a fraction, and
Okay.
I did it, and I came up with greater than
Okay. So what fraction do you have here?
2/10.
All right, 2/10. So why is 2/9 greater than 2/10? Do we agree, everybody?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Why is it greater?
It's because 2/9 is like basically saying is like 2/10 is like since one piece of 1/10 is smaller than 1/9.
Right. So the pieces are smaller when it's tenths than it's ninths. So those bigger pieces in the ninths is more. Excellent. Now, all right, let's give him a hand. All right, and so what's another way to do it? Do you have a name, sir? Patrick. Let's hear it from Patrick from SpongeBob World or whatever.
From Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, that place. All right, come on down. So how would you do it another way, Mr. Patrick?
Okay. So according to number 2, which at number 2, it was 7 divided by 9.
No.
Or like 7
right. So
ninths.
that's 0.7777.
Yeah.
So
So 2/9 would equal 0.2 with a bar over it,
right.
which
so
is
it'd be
just
2,
a little
2,
bit
2, 2, 2, 2,
greater.
2, 2.
then 0.2.
Right. Okay, and so 0.2 would be 0.2. What comes after that?
0.
It would actually be zeros. Okay, so therefore that's the bigger one. Excellent job, everybody. Woo! All right, so what about number 5? Anybody want to do number 5?
No, I can.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
All right, come on down, young man.
Larry. What's your name, buddy? What's your name, buddy? My name is Larry Longhead.
Larry with long hair. Okay.
Okay, so I guess we can go with that. Okay. So since it's 8.34, you have 100, or 34 over 100 and 8 on the side because it's a whole number. And then you can you can divide 34 by 2 and 100 by 2, and then you get 8 and 17 over 50, but you can't go any lower than that.
Okay. So how did you get to 17 over 50?
Because I divided 34 by 2 and 100 by 2.
Excellent. So you get 17 over 50. You know that doesn't go any lower because why?
Because 17 is a prime number.
You guys are good. Excellent job, sir. Excellent job. All right. Are you writing everything down? You already have it? Okay. All right. Anybody for number 6? I want to do that one. I don't get to do anything.
Okay, you do.
All right. Now,
What's
Your
your
name?
name?
What's your name?
oh,
Daniel.
my name
No, Daniel.
is Daniel. Daniel, wears a flannel. All right. Because it was cold, so we wore a flannel.
No, be Daniel the Danimal.
The Danimals. That's good. All right. So, triple. Typical eats 4 1/4. But we're going. This person usually eats, right? 4 1/4. But it's going to be triple. So triple the typical. All right. Now, somebody in another class change it to an improper fraction. I would not recommend that. I would not recommend that.
Improper fraction.
I would not recommend that because it's so much easier if you just multiply this times 3 and you multiply that times 3. So we get 12, right? 4 times 3 and 3/4. So even if you got something bigger than 1/4 here, you just have to add 1 or 2 to the whole number. See how much easier that is, guys? How many people did it that way already? Oh, you guys are smart. All right, 7. Any questions about that? You guys good? Okay, I got to do math. I feel better now. Okay, number 7. Great chance. What was? All right, Squidward. All right, Squidward's here. Let's have a hand for Squidward. All right. So find the area and perimeter, and write the fraction as a fraction and decimal. So that's 4 different answers. So which one do you want to start with?
And do the fraction and the decimal. I just did the area and the perimeter.
That's fine. Which one do you want to do first?
Area.
Okay, so let's do area. How do we find area, sir?
You multiply the length and the width.
Okay.
So you do 6 times 8, which is 48.
Well, what are we multiplying 6 and 2 ninths by?
8.
By 8. All right. So then you say 8 times 6 is
48
48, and 8 times 2,
is 16.
right?
16.
So now we have an improper, so we need to get 1 and 7 ninths is left over, right? So 49
And
and 7 ninths. Do we agree? Okay, how do we write that as a decimal?
Write that as decimal. 49.7 bar over it.
With a bar. Excellent. So we've got those 2 answers ready to go. Uno, dos. Cool. All right, what about perimeter?
Perimeter, you would just add 6 and 2 ninths with 6 and 2 ninths.
Okay,
And-
so you get
You get 12.49
12 and 4
ninths.
Okay, and the other one is 8, so 2 of those is
16.
16. All right, that's pretty easy. So what do we get?
28 and 4 ninths.
8 and 4. All right, how do we write that as a decimal?
28.4 with bar.
Excelente. Do we agree with that? Is that what you guys got? All right, thanks, Squidward.
You're welcome.
What happened? Oh, my mouse moved. You guys can get encouraged. All right. Usually, Cassandra tap dances for 1 7/8 hours a day. That's interesting. Today, she reduced this time by half. Reduce. Who wants to do that? Well, you already did one. Yes, come on down. Do you have a name, sir?
The cool kid.
The cool kid. The cool kid. You know, sounds like a an outlaw from the old west.
Or an old movie.
All right, so from the old west, let's hear the cool kid. All right, what do we get here?
So, since half is basically multiplying something by 1 over 2.
Right. So we're gonna do so times a half. So what do we get?
So, I got 15/16.
Okay, how'd you get that?
I made the mixed number to a improper fraction.
Okay, so 1. So how many 8s is the 1?
8.
It's 8 8s, right? So we have 8 8s, and we also have the 7 8s. So that makes 15 8s. Okay. Now you want to get that into second time. All right. So then we want to multiply times a half, and we get 15/16. Is that it?
Yes.
Do we agree?
Yeah.
Excellent. Not Billy the Kid, but Cool Kid. 7 over 8 is not correct. Oh, 7.5 over 8. Now, is that acceptable?
I would not.
Not in elementary school, but have you ever heard of a compound fraction?
I've heard of it, but I don't know.
Okay. It just means that, for instance, if we're going to divide something, if I have 3/4, I'll just make something up, divided by, 8 and 2/17. Okay, fine. Another way to write that is Because when we put something over something else, it's division, right? So we could do it this way. Put a big bar, and then 8 and 2/17. So that's called a compound fraction. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, turn yourself on, please. All right, any questions? That's something you guys should actually be learning that in the other class. Dun, 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 I'm racing. Dun, 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 dun. I'll leave it. Okay. Oh, the dot. Dot. Okay.
And then there's a line.
I know, but I can't get that one because there's something else here too. All right. What is the product of -3.5 times 5 and 5/6? This is. I don't know. I might turn that into improper, even though you're going to get big numbers. But did you guys do improper?
Yeah.
It's a pain. I mean, you could do it separately, but I probably wouldn't. All right. Who wants to try it? Great chance. All for 25 points. Okay, come on down. Do you have a name? Nope. That's a good name. Nope from nowhere. Let's give her a hand. All right, Nope.
Okay,
She who shall not be named. Okay.
so 3.5 is equal to 7/2.
Okay, so let's. How many halves is 3? How many halves? 6. So we have 6 halves, and we also have the 1/2, so that makes 7 halves. That's a 7. Okay, and then what about 5/6? How many sixths are in 5? Wholes.
30.
30 over 6. And we also have the 5/6.
And then you would multiply 7/2 times 35/6, and you would get 245.
Okay, is there anything we can reduce there?
No.
I don't see anything. Okay.
And so that equals 245/12. And then when simplified, 25 and 5/12.
20 and 5/12?
Mhm.
All right, how about we go over to this? Actually, yeah, let's just go over to here. Pick a color, any color.
Orange.
Orange! Okay, 20 and 5/12.
Mhm.
Did anybody else get that answer? Yay!
Wait, negative.
Negative.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, don't forget about this negative sign. Excellent. So orange, negative. All right. And we agree with other people's answer as well. Let's give her a hand.
Good job. Good job, Anna. Oh, the one that cannot be named. Good job.
All right. All right. Any questions about that one?
If you do it the other way, where you don't turn it into an improper
Well, as long as you get the answer right, it's fine.
well,
Did you want to explain it,
like,
or did you not get the right answer?
I'm not sure, because if you do it the other way, like the distributive property, it's 3 times 5, so you get 15, then 1/2 times 5/6.
Did you get the same answer? No. Then you got to check your work. It should work, but I would use this method because I think the other one's going to be confusing. All right? Anybody use the method and get the same answer, the separate? Like leaving it mixed numbers? Correct? Okay. All right. Let's move on, shall we? Well, let's see. How much?